All right, let me make sure everything's recording good, and then I'm going to leave my computer alone because it likes to crash on me, as I've said many times before. Okay. All right. And I'll bring us in.
Sounds good.
Hey, Justin.
What's up, man?
Not much. You want to record an episode about Shadow of the Ninja on the Two Dudes in NS podcast?
I thought that was a Audio Slave song.
That's Shadow of the Sun, I think, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Easy to get that
But
confused.
funny you should say Audio Slave because we have a guest on this show.
Tom
Yes,
Morello.
you do.
It's Dude Drewbacco,
Oh, man.
lover of all nicknames we give.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, guys are the best at giving nicknames. Exactly what I had in mind when I sent that description of the names I was okay with.
Yeah, that's what we figured, you know.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah. So, we're going to talk about Shadow of the Ninja, as recommended by Drew.
Mm-hmm.
And, yeah, so this should be a good episode. But I got a little surprise. I don't know if you want to do it at the start of the episode, if you want to do it somewhere in the middle, you want to do it at the end, but I've got a quiz also provided by Drew, and I thought I could pit you guys up against each other. Because I now know the
I think it's a
answers.
good way to start.
You just want to start?
All right,
You actually took it?
Let's go for it.
Okay,
let's
it
go
is
for it.
it is a Tom Arnold quiz.
Oh.
All right.
Know your Tom Arnold.
That's right. This has nothing
All right.
to do with the Shadow of the Ninja, but it has plenty to do with our podcast. So,
Right.
So I was listening to old episodes and just constantly hearing the Tom Arnold stuff, and I decided I was going to try and come up with some great trivia. So I Googled Tom Arnold trivia, and the first thing I saw was Tom Arnold quiz. I'm like, oh, well, this is fantastic. Open it up. I like read the first question or two, I think whatever it showed on that first screen, but I didn't actually take the quiz or read the answers. And then I sent it right over to you saying, you guys should do this on a future episode.
it's a really
I didn't
good
really
quiz.
think to do it this one, but hey.
It's a good quiz.
let's
It's a
do
good quiz. I don't know if any
All
of those
right.
answers are right or not, but we're going to find out a lot about Tom tonight. Or,
There's nothing wrong with the internet, so I'm sure it's right.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
As one of our iTunes reviews later this episode that we'll talk about we'll tell you.
And I also got to say, it's in regards to Tom Arnold, heard him on a recent episode of Adam Carolla.
Yeah.
I think he might be losing his mind. Just going to put that out there.
Oh really?
I'm not sure I had it all together in the first place.
Yeah, he was a little nutty.
So you think that the whole getting him to come on the show is getting further and further away?
It might be getting closer, actually.
All right.
But so his new thing is he's like trying to challenge all these like internet trolls and people that he argues with on Twitter to actual fights.
Hey, there we go.
So and he's very passionate about it.
So
You
we
should
could
look
actually
up
just get
that
into a fight with him.
episode. Yeah, we'll
right.
just fight him.
I can figure. We can work that out.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So you guys know how to play. You just call your name,
Yep.
Justin or Drew. Although
Uh-huh.
you may have to.
I'm gonna go with Jay.
Jay.
I'm gonna go with
Okay.
Jay.
I was about to say we got some syllable issues here.
Yeah,
we could
gotta
make
be
Drew
a single syllable.
We could make Drew go with Drewbacco.
I don't think that's going to happen.
Okay.
No.
Drew it is. Drew it is.
All right.
Okay. Question number 1. What
Okay.
year was Tom Arnold born?
Jay. Did we get choices?
Yeah. I guess I can give you choices. You want choices?
I mean, you don't have to, but
It would just make life a lot easier, right?
Or is it
Yeah,
the
'cause-
closest? Whoever gets closest, too, because I could probably do that.
otherwise we're gonna get.
Okay.
This
I'll
is a
give
shot.
I'll give you choices. Okay. So
All right. I'll rescind mine.
okay, you're rescinded. All right.
Right.
Here we go. A. 1961. B. 1959. C. 1952. Or D. 1955.
Drew.
Drew.
The initial number that popped into my head was 1959, so I'm going to go with B.
Okay.
Tell me I'm right.
B. 1959 is correct. Bonus.
yes.
Do you know what day he was born?
No clue.
Okay, Justin, I'll
Let's
throw the
go
bonus to
October
you.
3rd. That's my birthday. Maybe it's his.
Which one?
Christmas Day.
Which one did you say, Drew?
I said October 3rd. That's my birthday, so you never know.
Almost coming up on a birthday for you. You're both wrong. He's actually born March 6th.
You know what? For some reason, I was going to say March 10th, but it would have been closer.
That's okay. So 1 point for Drew. Okay, number 2. What popular reality show does Tom host? And I'm not sure when this quiz was made, but the reality show may not exist anymore. But here we go. The answers are A, Cribs, B, Rock of Love, C, My Big Redneck Wedding, or D, The Roseanne Show.
JB.
JB.
JB?
No, that is not
Okay,
right. He does not
alright.
host Rock of Love. Drew, do you have a guess?
Let's go with A, whatever that was.
No, I'm sorry. Tom is actually the host of My Big Redneck Wedding.
Oh. I didn't realize.
Yep.
Wow. All right, Tom.
Okay, this next one is true or false. So question 3, Roseanne Barr was Tom's second wife.
Drew.
True.
True.
True. No. And sorry, Justin, you don't get an answer. That's too easy.
Yeah, that's right.
Roseanne was actually Tom's first wife.
Okay.
Justin, I'll throw a bonus to you. Do you know the name of his second wife? I'll even give you, if you just get the first name right, you get a point.
Of his second wife?
Yeah. Roseanne was his first. He has a second wife. What was her first
Kathy.
name? It was Julie. But
I was going to say, please
so
tell me it
close.
was another Roseanne. That would have been
So
fantastic.
You got
a
the E
second
part
Roseanne
right.
would have been perfect. Okay. This one you both should know, so it may just be whoever can buzz in the quickest. Right now it's 1-0 Drew. This is a hard quiz, by the way, because Tom Arnold's kind of a little bit of an obscure guy at this point. No, he's not really in the limelight anymore.
All right.
All right. In what movie did Tom co-star with Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Drew.
I said Drew. Why did I say Drew?
You really went
You're crazy.
with Drew Lies.
Drew
True
Lies?
lies.
I slipped that in there. True Lies.
True Lies. Yes, that is correct. Drew Lies. He's not in Drew Lies.
Okay. Well, it would have been a better movie. Actually, True Lies is a pretty good movie. I'll
like
admit
True
that.
Lies,
And it's
actually.
a pretty good game. I don't know if you've played it. Have you ever played the game, True Lies?
Yes, I played it. It's pretty fun. On the
It is
Super
good,
Nintendo
yeah.
only, not the Genesis. That one sucks.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
Too many.
This next one is a true or false, but because of the way we're playing, I think I may switch it up. The question was originally, was Tom born in blank? But I'm going to say the question is, what state?
J.
Okay.
Iowa.
Yeah, it was Iowa. Bonus. if
Finally,
you know
I'm on the
city.
board. I'm on the board.
Bonus points for the city, Justin?
Des Moines.
Nope. Drew?
We'll go with Mason City. That's where my dad was born.
Nope. It's actually Ottumwa.
Oh, Ottumwa, of course.
The very popular city of Ottumwa. Sorry to all you listeners in Ottumwa, because I know I'm pronouncing it wrong.
All right, I'm on the board here.
All right, it's 1-1. Oh, no, 2-1.
It's
sorry.
2-1.
2-1.
Drew's got 2.
Two's got 2. Drew's got 2. All right, question 6. What was Tom's sitcom titled? Tom had a sitcom. What was its title? Was it A, Roseanne, B, The Golden Girls, C, The Jackie Thomas Show, or D, Home Improvement?
J.
All right, Jay.
By
Justin.
process of elimination, it has to be C.
Yes, it is The Jackie Thomas Show, but I don't remember that show.
No.
Me neither.
Unfortunately.
I was going to guess Roseanne. I was going to say maybe he was on Roseanne a few episodes or something, but
Well, the next question is, and maybe he was. The next
He was
question,
on some episodes.
True or
was later.
false? Tom was on Roseanne.
True.
Drew. Did you
I
say
did.
Drew?
Did you say Drew or True?
I said true. I didn't buzz in. So technically, I don't know if that counts. I guess it does.
I'll go Drew and True.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. Mhm. All right. Bonus. Do you know what the name of his character was?
I'll go with Tom.
Nope. It is not Tom. Jeff,
John.
Are you buzzing in as John, or are you saying his name was John?
I'm gonna buzz in as John and say John.
Okay. You'd be wrong on both accounts.
Carl.
His name was actually a spoof on his own name, and it was Arnie Thomas.
Yeah.
Instead of Tom
All right.
Arnold, it was Arnie Thomas.
Reverse it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. The score is what? 3-1,
Yep.
I believe. Okay.
Right.
Next one is a true or false that I'm going to rework. So it's not a true or false. It's going to be A, B, C, D. Tom has
Okay.
kids. How many kids does Tom Arnold have? Does he have 2 kids? Does he have 3 kids? Does he have 4 kids? Or does he have 5 kids?
Jay.
All right, Jay.
4.
That is correct. Tom has 4 kids.
Nice.
Oh, the race tightens 3-2.
Mm-hmm. How many questions we got in this thing?
10. There's 10 questions.
What we on?
This will be number 9 coming up. So
All
there's
right.
2 more questions.
All right.
They're both true and false.
All right.
Okay.
Got one
so
shot.
Question number 9. Tom played a bully in Big Bully. True or false?
Jay.
Justin?
False.
Nope. He actually did play a bully in the movie Big Bully.
All right.
All right, so it's still 3-2 going into the last question. You can tie it up, or you could lose.
I'll put.
Or you could just put another nail in the coffin there, Drew.
Yeah.
There you go. Yep. Let's see if I can do that.
True or false? Is Tom Arnold Jewish?
Jay.
Justin?
Yes. True.
Well, this one gets a little tricky because I did not read the answer until just now.
Okay.
And this may just be one.
He was not. He's not.
We may need to call Joe Copel. Okay, I don't know how this works exactly because I'm not Jewish. Are you Jewish, Drew? I don't know.
I am not Jewish. I am Drewish.
Oh.
I am not.
Okay,
He's not.
So he is not born Jewish, but he converted to Judaism. So I don't know how that works.
I would say that means
he's
he's
not, right?
Jewish.
Or he is? That means he is.
I would go with Jewish as a religion, not a racial background. So I would say yes, that means he is Jewish. But that means I'm also giving a.
But that means I'm tied. That means we're tied.
Yeah.
That means we have to go to the bonus question, which I like. So,
All right, let's do it.
all right, I'm going to pull a random celebrity and ask you a question about them.
All right.
All right, this is an Adam Sandler quiz. Are you ready?
Oh boy.
Let's try it.
Okay, let me find a good question here. Okay, Adam Sandler did graduate from a university. Which university did he graduate from?
Giving us choices?
I'm going to give you choices. Was it A,
Okay.
Cornell, B, Columbia, or C, New York University?
Drew.
Drew, what is your answer?
C. New York University.
New York? Okay. It's going to make me take the quiz to find the answer. So hold on. I'm just going to put a bunch of random answers in
Oh
here.
man.
Jerks. I
Yeah,
hate
that is a jerk move. It's a real
move.
jerk.
So you said New York University. That's what I'm going to put in.
All right.
And survey says...
You have to share it to Facebook.
Sorry, your score is too low to show you the answers. The world.
Oh.
You have to be
Well, they
smart
wanna-
enough about Adam Sandler to know. Okay, well then I'll just ask you a question about the show, our show that we listen to.
I don't blame him because, you know, I mean, you got to play that Adam Sandler stuff close to the vest.
That's true. That's true. Okay, so I'm gonna rehash it. I'm gonna ask you a question about the show that we're on.
Okay.
Since I just looked this up, what episode number are we right now as far as total episodes? Justin or Drew? Total
Jay.
episodes that we've released. All right, Jay.
J117.
Ooh, so close, yet so far away. Drew, you got a guess?
Drew 118.
That is correct. This would be
Wow.
118.
Wow.
So I would say, Justin, you're also a winner because you've done 118 episodes after tonight.
There we go.
It's impressive.
Yeah, thank you. Not nearly as impressive as some people, but we like to think we're pretty good. So we'll kick into Shadow of the Ninja here in just a second, but that brings up the point that our next episode is our big game episode where we buy games with the number of episodes that we have been on, that we have had, which is 118. So that means that I've released an Excel spreadsheet that you can find on social media, and you can go on there and select your own games, make your own list, and then compare it to Justin and my list on that episode. So that should be fun. That'll be a split episode. We'll do part of it on the show, the regular show, and then part of it on the Patreon. And we'll probably read off some other people's lists too. But I don't know. We'll just see how the show goes because we're going to have to split it over 2 episodes. So the content may get split a little bit, but we'll figure it out. Anyways, so
It's an incredibly tough task.
It is. It's pretty tricky. Some of you have already done your lists or have been working on your list. And I must say, you've done some pretty good lists. None of them are my list. So it's interesting how many different lists you can come up with for $118.
Speaking of lists, have you ever seen the little Life's Too Short shorts on YouTube? It's got a guy. He's a little person, and I guess he's following him around. But there's an episode with Ricky Gervais and Liam Neeson comes in to do because he wants comedy lessons from Ricky Gervais, and it's hilarious. And one of the things he says is he was like, he says something about, I'm really good at making lists. That's actually why Steven Spielberg cast me in Schindler's List. I said, I'm really good at making lists. And he said, I'm perfect for this part. Go look that up. It's one of the funniest things.
I will.
I'll look at
Does that work, Davis, the guy from Willow and
Yes.
Yes. He's the little guy you're talking about?
Yes.
The little person? Okay.
Yes.
I think I saw there was another show with Ricky Gervais, and he had one of his buddies, and he was sending him around the world to do stuff. And it's Idiot Abroad. It was called.
Yeah.
And Ricky Gervais and Stephen Merchant made fun of him the whole time. And I think Warwick Davis was on some of those episodes. It was pretty funny. So I love Ricky Gervais. So yeah, I'll have to check that out.
There's several episodes of these. My 2 favorite is the Liam Neeson one and the Johnny Depp one. Both are hilarious. But anyway.
I'll check it out.
Shadow of the Sun.
Shadow of the Sun.
Shadow
of the Ninja.
Shadow of the Ninja.
There we go. You sound just like him.
I know.
Shoot. With him not around anymore, you could just fill in for a shoot.
I'm joining. I guess he's back with Soundgarden now.
He's back with Soundgarden.
Yeah. So. All right. Shadow of the Ninja. You want some history?
I do, please.
So the game Shadow of the Ninja was brought to you by the developer and publisher Natsume.
Mm-hmm. Have we discussed anything by Natsume yet?
We have not discussed a Natsume game yet.
I didn't think so.
So they made games for the NES, MSX, the Game Boy, Super Nintendo, that all the way up to Xbox 360. I mean, they've made games the entire time, but some of their early works were games called Power Blade and The Jetsons, Cogswell's Caper, and of course this one, Shadow of the Ninja. Later in the life of Natsume, they actually split up into 2 different companies, an American division and a Japanese division. One of the funny things about that was when they split up, they both just took the name Natsume.
So there's two Natsumes out there.
Well, there's a Natsume Company Limited, which is the Japan version, and then there's a Natsume Inc. That's the American version. Just kept it both.
Nice.
But Natsume actually went on to merge with Atari and named itself Natsume Atari. So there you go. In 2013. Yeah.
But they're still making games, right? I think they are.
Yeah. Oh, they did Harvest Moon. Were you a big Harvest Moon fan?
Yeah, I love Harvest Moon. I forgot.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did do Harvest Moon, didn't they?
And I mean, even bigger probably than Harvest Moon, Real Fishing.
Oh yeah. That's a good one.
Right.
Was that the one for Dreamcast where you had the rod?
Yes, it was.
Oh yeah, that's a fun game.
That was actually a really fun game.
Hey, I want to pause real quick and say that I think I'm jealous of your Snuggie. Is that a Snuggie?
It is. It's
For
a
the
UT
people-
Snuggie.
I don't know how jealous I should be after the abysmal performance that we did
Yeah.
against UMass, but you know, I think
Well,
I'm impressed actually.
Drew's over there with the Raiders shirt on, and the Raiders are getting smoked right now, actually.
Let's not talk about that.
Yeah, we won't. But, well, we don't have much to talk about with the Tennessee stuff, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways,
But,
we don't want to dwell on that. I just want to say that, and for those lucky enough to be Patreon donors and watching the behind the scenes video, you'll see what I'm talking about. He's got a pretty nice Snuggie, UT Snuggie that I didn't even know existed, but I may have to run out and get one. Did you get it at Walmart? I feel like that's a Walmart purchase.
You know what? My mom actually got it for me, so I don't really know where she got it.
Okay.
So, couldn't tell you.
All right, I'll call.
Probably
I'll call her
Walmart.
up. I'll call her up and ask her.
I'm sure Walmart's got one.
Okay. All right.
So-
So moving on, back to the history.
All right. This game originally released in Japan as Yami no Shigatonan Cage, which is translated into the English as Cage the Darkness Warrior Cage.
Cage the Dark.
So, and Cage is with Cage is with a K, by the way.
Both of them, or just one of the two?
Both of them.
Okay.
Both of them.
It's like his
And we're
name.
sure that's not
It'd be all.
Kage? We're sure it's not pronounced Kage?
Oh, it's probably
may be
pronounced
Kage.
Kage.
You guys, I'm going to defer to you on all pronunciations. I mean,
Oh no. That's a big mistake on your part. Don't do that.
you see what happened last time you did that? You ended up with Drewbacco. So
Yeah. Right.
But
Life choices, I'm real good at them sometimes.
if you like pronunciation, how about the programmer Kazuhiko Ishihara
eat your heart out.
No.
or the artist Shinichi Taniguchi?
What about the music?
And the music is by Aiku Mazutani,
Oh.
Koichi Yamanishi. That one just rolls off the tongue.
Yeah. All right.
But it was released in Japan on August 10th, 1990, and was brought to North America shortly after, December 1990, and taken to Europe in July 25th, 1991. When it was released, GamePro actually ran a contest awarding 10 readers a free copy of the game. And these 10 free copies were supposed to be different from all the other copies in that they had a password feature that would not be included in any of the repo versions.
Wow.
So, yeah. So if you got one of those 10, you're pretty lucky.
That's
is pretty sweet.
Because this game, we'll talk about once we get rolling here, but it's pretty tricky. It gets a little difficult. So
That it does.
It's been released for the Virtual Console and the Wii, Nintendo 3DS, and Wii U in 2015. Natsume actually began a development of the Game Boy version of this game, but they sold the publishing rights to Tecmo, and they revised it and created Ninja Gaiden Shadow to be released for the game. So,
interesting.
there you go. Yeah. But it was well received. GamePro put it in its greatest hits special issue. Nintendo Power actually featured it in a 1991 article, Weird Heroes, for supposedly featuring the first male and female team in video game history.
Wow.
So
That's pretty cool.
but that's about it for history. So we'll
Throw it over to me.
you got this game. Did you find the transition is going really well here? So
Yeah, it's going great tonight. Yeah,
Segues are just smooth.
we like the smoothest of segues tonight.
Yeah,
No,
right.
I do have this game, and I think I don't know how many bad things we've said about Rob Luther over the years, but I may have to take most of them back because he actually gave me this game. He's just like,
whoa.
yeah. He's like, dude, he gave me a bag of games, and I gave him a bunch of like old Ninja Turtle figurines too that I had in my basement. So it was a trade, but in hindsight, I don't feel like it was quite an even trade because this game's worth quite a bit of money. So
You're giving him turtles with missing a leg and
No, actually, I gave him some pretty nice turtles actually.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah. So he actually just he gave me a bag of about 5 or 6 games, and this was one of them. And I was like, wow, thanks, dude. So
what if he realized what he had?
he did because I eventually, once I realized what he had given me, I texted him and said, hey, this is not an even trade. There's a couple of these games that are worth a lot of money. So either take these back or let me give you some money or let me give you more turtles or something.
Take my money.
And so, so I think I ended up giving him more turtles or something. But he's really nice. He's just like, hey, I don't play it. I know you'll get more use out of it than me. So he gave it to me. So Rob Luther, yeah, I guess you're okay.
You're a hero.
We love you, Rob.
Not all heroes wear capes. Some wear flannel.
That's right.
Drew, do you have this game?
I do, yes. So, interestingly enough, even though I chose this game, I've only had it a few months. It's kind of weird that I never really knew about this game growing up because I played a lot of NES games, and some of my favorite games were games like Double Dragon and Ninja Gaiden, even the Batman game. And this one I never even knew about. And recently, my wife and I purchased a new home, and in doing so, we kind of had to pack up stuff and kind of realized I had a lot of systems. I had like 22 different video game systems and a lot of games, and realized I kind of need to pare down my collection. So what I started doing was trading in a bunch of my older systems and games that I wasn't using or playing at all that were just kind of sitting in tubs or whatever, and decided I'm going to just kind of focus on 3 systems for collecting, and then I have current gen stuff as well. And I decided to go with NES, Super Nintendo, and Sega Genesis because those have the most nostalgic value to me. Yeah, I know, guys.
Hey, you got 2 out of 3.
Yeah, and when I traded those in, I decided to. Yeah, I was gonna say I decided to pick up more games that I either had as a kid and didn't have any more that I wanted, or games that I always wanted, or just games in general that I thought would be interesting. And one of the things that happened to me over the last couple of years is I had a kid, and I decided I wanted to kind of focus on picking up co-op games that I could play with him as he gets a little older. We could play together. And doing that research, I kind of ran across this game called Shadow of the Ninja, and I grew up obsessed with ninjas. They were my favorite of all things in the entire world. I have kind of an unhealthy obsession with Storm Shadow from G.I. Joe. I watched ninja movies, karate movies, anything I could. Sho Kosugi is a famous martial artist who made a bunch of movies like Enter the Ninja, Revenge of the Ninja, and watched his movies. Beverly Hills Ninja, exactly. Stuff like Karate Kid, Bruce Lee movies, or did you guys ever see Barry Gordy's Last Dragon? Have you heard of that movie?
That sounds familiar, but I've never watched it, I don't think.
It's pretty fantastic. Anyways, that was another one that I really loved as a kid, and that might come back. 3 Ninjas. The Last Dragon might come back up when we talk about retrofitted trophies. So we'll just put that.
Okay.
But anyway, so I found this game and I played it in demo mode. This is only 6 months ago or something, and decided this is what I really needed to have in my collection so I could play this with my son when he gets older. And I wanted to play it myself, and been playing a lot of it over the last couple of months as anytime I got a chance. So I fell in love with this game and decided this would be a good one to cover because I didn't know about it. I figured maybe other people didn't know about it, so it'd be a good one to cover and let other people discover this game, and hopefully they like it.
Yeah, that's good.
Sweet,
Hey, you know,
yeah.
honestly, I'd never heard of it until Rob gave it to me. Like when he gave it to me and I looked at it, I didn't think for a second that it'd be expensive, first of all. Second of all, I was like, well, this is a really cool looking game. Like the cover of the game is really cool.
Yeah.
I was like, this is gonna be fun, I bet. It's either gonna be fun or it's gonna be really disappointing because the cover looks so awesome.
Right.
And then I put it in, I was playing, I was like, yeah, this is really fun. And then I just happened to look up some of the prices. I was like, oh wow. But yeah, so I guess we can go ahead and start talking about the game. We
Sounds good.
can maybe start with the manual.
Yes.
Okay. I'm guessing you didn't get the manual with the game, did you, Drew?
I did not. I printed it out online though, so
Well, you gotta do what you gotta do, you know.
Yeah.
But I got a manual, not an actual manual, but a electronic manual
Mm-hmm.
right here.
Right.
Perfect.
So I must say the manual is pretty nice. It's very colorful. It's got lots of colors.
Yes.
It's got the basically the cover of the game on the cover of the manual, as a lot of manuals do. But we'll start here. Let's say note from Natsumi. Thank you for purchasing Shadow of the Ninja from Natsumi. We are proud and delighted that you have made this an addition to your video game library. We hope you receive many hours of entertainment from our product. I think that's a nice little...
Yeah.
You don't get that a lot, really. Reading
Yeah.
through these manuals.
Very
you don't get a lot of
polite.
It is
Very polite.
And then also, they give you some really good safety precautions. For greater enjoyment of the game, please take the time to read this manual. The following items are for care of your game. 1. Avoid subjecting the game pack to extreme temperature changes and shocks. 2. Do not touch the terminal connectors. Keep them safe by storing the game in the protective storage case. 3. Do not use solvents, thinners, alcohol, benzene, or other strong agents.
I go ahead. Put away the benzene.
Yep, put away that paint thinner. Do not dismantle the game pack. And then again, warning, do not use with front or rear projection TVs. Which that was always the thing back in the day. But honestly, so far, I mean, like the English is really good in this too. Like Natsumi is a Japanese company, but they got some really good translation going on here.
Yeah,
And
they do.
we'll talk about that in the game too a little bit. All right, here we go. Story. This is what everybody really wants to hear. It's the year 2029. So, like, soon.
It's coming up soon. Yeah.
Yeah.
Coming up pretty
12
soon.
years away.
2029, and a madman controls the largest city in America.
Feeling more accurate.
The Emperor Garuda and his followers have built an impregnable stronghold as a monument to his evil. Conventional forces have been unable to stop his malevolent plans for total control, but Garuda is worried. You look like you want to say something, Justin.
No,
He shouldn't.
I was just thinking about how, like, there's a lot of video games that have little faith in the American people. Because there's a lot of video games that somehow Americans become, like, destitute or controlled by an emperor or dictator or
Well, this
alien.
is one city, though, so I think
Oh, that's
it's
true.
okay.
That's
It's
true.
just like it's just
Okay.
Chicago or something. It's just, I just got Chicago. That's all I need.
Yeah, okay.
All right. Reports have reached him that two figures have breached the outskirts of his city defenses. For the first time, he feels an inner chill, for he knows the invaders are ninjas.
I tell you. Yeah, he just got that feeling. You know it.
Well, I mean, if you know ninjas are about to storm your house, you get the chills. You get the chills.
He can
Either-
smell it.
Either because you're scared, like I would be, or because you're like giddy to get to see some ninjas like Drew.
Exactly. I'm pretty sure I could take a ninja. I'm fascinated with them. They don't scare me. Though. I mean, it's what's the one or two ninjas?
Right, right.
I'm no Emperor Garuda.
Exactly. Hayate and Lady Cade, I'm assuming I'm pronouncing this right. Probably not. Are ninjas
Kayede.
of the who?
There you go.
Kayede.
Kayade. Oh wow. See, I would think there need to be a Y in there. They need to put a Y in there. But who am I to judge? All right. They are ninjas of the Iga clan. Their mission is to infiltrate the fortresses of Garuda and destroy his wicked empire. They are armed with the weapons of the ninjutsu, the katana, the shuriken, and Drew, can you help me out here? The sickle and chain, but I don't know how it's pronounced.
Let's see. I would go with
Kusarigama.
Kusarigama. Yeah.
Kusarigama.
Kusarigama.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Together, they may have the strength to topple the empire. All right, there's a lot more stuff. We can dip into the manual a little bit more as we go if we need to talk about the places and stuff. But we'll stop there for now and just start talking about the game. So I didn't have it. I never played it as a kid. Like I said, I didn't even know it existed until Rob brought it to me. But I imagine that this would have been the perfect game for Neighbor Kid and I back in the day.
It really would have been.
It's
Even-
basically two-player Ninja Gaiden. Guy.
Yeah.
Have either of you ever played this co-op?
I have not.
No, I've not got to play it co-op yet.
Me neither. Man,
that's a shame. None of us have. Wow. We're not going to.
I need a couple more years for my kid to get older.
We're not going to get good iTunes reviews for this because we haven't fully explored this game.
Of course, yes.
Well, it's just well, technically we have, right? Because I mean, it's the same game, just 2 players.
Yeah, I mean, I've watched people play it 2 players, and it looks like fun.
Yeah.
Have you guys watched it at least?
Yeah.
I've YouTubed it, and I have also. Well, I mean, you gotta think both characters play exactly the same, so there's not a lot of mystery to what 2-player will be like. It's just excitement building for eventually playing it in co-op.
Now, I will say, I do believe that the Power Trip Gaming guys have done it on YouTube, have played this game, and if they have, they've probably played 2 players. So if you want to see it played 2-player, go check them out, Power Trip Gaming on YouTube. But yeah, this would be an awesome 2-player game, and I wish I would have known about it or had it when I was younger and been able to play it with Neighbor Kid because I know we would have had a lot of enjoyment out of it.
Or even Carl.
Or even Carl, if I had to settle on Carl, I'd settle on Carl.
You would have had to pause somewhere in the middle so he could pull a Carl, right?
Yeah,
that would be
of course.
Yeah, I'd have to do all the fighting while his character just stood there and he ran off the pull Carl. Typical.
He'd make you pause it.
Yeah, he would make me pause it. No, but it's like I said, it's basically. I mean, the game plays a lot like Ninja Gaiden, just in the style. It even kind of looks like it a little bit. I can see how Tecmo bought the property or whatever you said, Justin, and started using it partly as a Ninja Gaiden spinoff or something.
For the Game Boy, yeah.
Yeah, for the Game Boy. I could see how they would do that because it's very, very, very similar. But it does have that two-player aspect. But 1 player, you can pick which character you want to be, which I thought was kind of cool.
Yep, absolutely. There are differences in the controls. The one thing that I would have liked to have in this game that you do get in Ninja Gaiden or Gaiden, whatever you want to say, and you also get like in Batman, is being able to climb up and down walls and or poles or whatever. That would have been sweet in this one. But you do get in this one, you get to hang underneath ledges and go hand over hand, and then pull yourself up or go down, and that's really cool. I actually really like that. I kind of prefer that. If I had to choose between the two, I'd prefer to have the going hand over hand in this one. So
yeah,
I really like the platforming aspect of this game. I think that was one of the big pluses of it. So
yeah, the level design, it works well because they do kind of use that a lot. The hanging from pipes or whatever and walk hand to hand across them, and then you can flip up above them or flip down below them. They use that well for the most part in the game, from what I could tell. I thought that was fun. The level designs in general are hit or miss for me, not in the way they play, but in the way they look. I thought the opening level is awesome, like with the rain and you're like on a carrier ship and stuff. But then once you start getting into the interior parts of the level. Yeah, Drew's showing it there. But once you get into like the interior parts, some of those kind of started to blend together for me. Just kind of almost like they change colors, but they don't really change design as much as I would have liked. But,
yeah, I'm gonna probably be odd man out, but I did not like the first level. The rain got on my nerves. It's almost like an eye strain. I don't know. It just wasn't. The background just didn't play well for me. I don't know. Like I said, probably odd man out here, but
I would say you are. I'm going to go with Michael on this one. I really like the look of that first stage. I thought it was really well done.
I think it's unique. That's why I like it, because it's pretty unique. It feels like an old ninja action movie. You know, it's raining and you're on like a barge or something.
At night with lightning going and everything, yeah.
Tons of semen.
Yep, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
But
unless you're on a river.
Well, yeah, rivermen.
And they're rivermen.
Yep.
But no, in my defense, I've never liked rain levels pretty much in any game. Even football games, I hated playing in the rain. It was just annoying to me.
Oh, that's the most fun. Like in Madden or something,
How
you get
dare
rain going.
Yeah, it's not for me. I don't know. I just don't like that.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah, if it's not your cup of tea, it's not your cup of tea.
No one's perfect.
That's right. All right. Well, so like I said, this is the first time for the show that I've really dug into the game. I played it when Rob gave it to me, and I thought it was fun, but it didn't really. I don't know. Maybe there's something about maybe the difficulty or something about it being. This is going to be a bad way to say it, because Drew, you're probably going to hate me, but being kind of like a poor man's Ninja Gaiden. It almost made me feel like, since I couldn't play the two-player because I didn't have a second person to play with, whenever I would play this game, I would always play it for a minute and be like, I think I'd rather play Ninja Gaiden. If that makes any sense.
Well, if you're familiar with that game, there's a comfort level to going back to what you know. And this one, if you had never heard of it, you may not have any kind of those nostalgic feelings. So it's just a matter of frustration sometimes with the difficulty or whatever. So I can understand that. I would respectfully disagree, but I understand where you're coming from. This game, from the first time I played it in that demo mode, I was like, okay, this is one I have to have. I really, really liked it. And, the animations of the characters specifically just sold me on it. I thought they were significantly better than what you see with Ninja Gaiden and games of the like, really. So I was enthralled from moment one with it. So
I do like the enemy design in the game is really good.
The enemy sprites are very good. The player, though, it's just something that got me. He doesn't have a face. There's no face whatsoever.
True. Yeah.
It's just nothing.
Very true.
And this is something that just gets me, and I don't know why. I can't explain it, but he's barefoot, and that really bothers me.
He's a ninja. They don't wear shoes.
Yes, they do. They wear those little toe shoes.
Oh, the two toes.
Yeah.
They only have 2 toes.
That's fine. They can have as many toes as they want, or as few toes as they want, as long as they got shoes on. Old shoeless Joe here. I just couldn't get behind. I couldn't support him.
Couldn't support the shoelessness.
No. I mean, what if he steps on a nail or something? And there's lots of rocks and stuff.
Yeah, but he's been running shoeless so long. His feet are probably just so tough. He doesn't need it.
And that's gross to me. I don't know. Anyways, that's a minor issue. Okay, that's a minor issue.
That's strange, is what that is. But yeah,
could be. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. I feel like I'm bashing the game, but really, I really did enjoy playing this game. I think it's a lot of fun. I do have there's like quirks and stuff that it may just be a preference because I'm used to playing other games where you could do other things, but like the physics of the jump felt a little off to me, and it may just because I played so much Ninja Gaiden, and he feels he feels a little lighter on his feet maybe than Ninja Gaiden. Because in Ninja Gaiden, it jumps quickly. He jumps a little bit slower. It's just ever so slight, but it kind of got under my skin a little bit.
Yeah, I think if you go right from another game like a Ninja Gaiden to this game, it's going to feel a little off. just because it's a different kind of physics, I guess, if you can call it physics in a game this old. But to me, he feels heavier. He doesn't feel like he jumps as high, and he falls faster. He falls sooner than you would in Ninja Gaiden.
Yeah.
And you slip, and it seems like you kind of stay in the air a little bit longer and can attach to walls and stuff. So.
Yeah. Okay. So this game feels like his jump feels a little more realistic. Let's say it feels like he doesn't quite jump as high. He jumps a little slower in his jump, but then his descent's a little bit faster. So it feels a little more realistic. But again, that's not really a complaint. It's just something I noticed, and because I'm so accustomed to something else, it kind of got under my skin a little bit. But the biggest thing for me, and this may just be I couldn't figure out what button did it. But is there a way to change weapons once you pick up a new weapon, or are you stuck every time? That was the biggest thing for me. That's the biggest gripe I have. Is if I pick up a weapon that I don't want, like I really want the chain weapon.
Yeah.
Basically the Castlevania weapon. That's the best weapon, but I would accidentally pick up something else and I'd lose it, and it really got on my nerves.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm the opposite. I actually really prefer the sword in this. The nice thing about let's see if I can pronounce it, the Kasurigama. The nice thing about that is it does have that longer reach, and then you can go at a diagonal or even aim it straight up, which is really nice. It's convenient.
That's why I liked it.
And there are certain places where that's really necessary. But the one thing that frustrates me with that particular weapon is if an enemy gets too close to you, the sickle at the end of that chain goes past them, and you don't actually damage them if they're too close.
Mm-hmm.
Kept frustrating me. So I like the sword because what happens is when you hit those little I don't know what they're called, the little boxes that have the weapons inside of them. If you already have the sword and then you get another sword, it upgrades your sword. And then if you get another one, it upgrades your sword again.
Yeah,
so it does
a little sonic boom coming out of it or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. More like Strider or something there.
Yeah, like a Strider sword.
So I really like the sword because once you get that upgraded to that second stage, or even especially that third stage, it's to me, I think it's more powerful. I don't know, I can't verify that, but I think the sword is a more powerful weapon. So you're killing your enemies faster when they take multiple hits, and then you can still get that range. And it's pretty rare that you have to go up or diagonal, but there are certain locations where it's necessary, I guess. So
Well, see, the perfect solution to this would be to hit select, and you could bounce back and forth between the sword and the sickle or something, But they may have designed it on like that on purpose so that you had to really think about what you're picking up. But the way this game works is sometimes I would pick things up on complete accident because sometimes it's just unavoidable picking up another weapon. I mean, they put them in the box so that as long as you don't hit it, you can run by it and not pick it up. But in the frantic smacking the button trying to hit the bad guy, sometimes you accidentally open the box, and then in order to dodge something, sometimes you accidentally pick it up, and then all of a sudden I'm stuck with a level 1 sword that I don't want. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I hear you.
Yeah.
Did you guys notice that once you take damage, that if you have a upgraded sword or chain sickle, if you get hit enough, it knocks it down, so it's not as powerful, and then you can go back down from like level 3 to 2 to 1 just by taking damage?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was frustrating to me. That's a little much. I thought difficulty level wise that wasn't necessary. Like, just let me keep my leveled up weapons. But
yeah, a lot of games do that though, so it wasn't that unusual to me, But I could see that as being, once you start tacking on all the different difficulty things that come along with this game, just adding that one more thing that your weapon doesn't stay leveled up. Yeah, I could see that could get kind of frustrating.
There's some examples of Nintendo hard on this game, but I think that for the most part, I think it's a really enjoyable game, and I think the frustrating thing about and Michael, you kind of alluded to it about when you get the weapon that you don't want, is it's such a fast-paced game. You have to. It's hard to say, oh, I don't want that, and then by the time you say that, you've already got it. Because you're moving so fast, and it is a fun and gun game. It's a fast-paced game that that you don't have a whole lot of decision-making time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there was.
Game, right? So.
I was gonna say there's definitely moments where I stood there and just waited for that weapon to disappear that's in front of me because I didn't want to try and jump over it and risk accidentally getting it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I just stood there and waited for it to disappear. But, you know, they do disappear at least after, I don't know, 10, 15 seconds, something like that. So that's
Yeah,
good.
I guess I just feel like you shouldn't have to do that. You know, I don't know.
Go on. Shoot. Shoot.
Go away. Go away.
Shoot.
But you know, that's enough complaining for me. I think that's really all the complaints. I just want to get all my complaints out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
Because I think other than that, I could start talking nothing but good stuff. So like I said earlier, the enemy designs are awesome, and I love the boss designs too. I love the futuristic mechanical combo. Oh, one of my favorite things. I'm not a huge ninja fan, but when I do have ninjas in games and media, I like it when it's like ninjas in modern times. So there's like ninjas versus guns or ninjas versus tanks.
Right.
That's the kind of ninjas I like, and this is what this game is.
Yes. Yep.
So you don't like the ninja competition?
What do you mean, like the American Ninja Warrior?
So like a Three Ninjas or Karate Kid?
No,
It's
I'm not
karate
a big fan
just-
of that. No,
yeah,
not
yeah.
really. No, I like ninjas in modern times. That's what I like.
Yeah.
And
All right.
Future times. Future ninjas are cool too. Not ninjas from the futures that come back in time. I don't like those. I like ninjas that are already in the future, and the movies in the future, or ninjas that are from the past that go to the future. Those are good. Also like Beverly Hills ninjas,
Mm-hmm.
Sci-fi ninjas.
sci-fi ninjas. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the
Okay.
best. That's the best.
Yeah.
Like I noticed on the cover of this game, it looks like your ninja is like half robot or something, or he's got like a robot arm. That's
He does.
cool.
Yeah.
I didn't know
He does not in the game.
No, he doesn't in the game. But that's a cool. That's really what part of what drew me in on the cover is he's got like a arm, and there's like a big gunship flying behind him and stuff. I wish they would have
Yeah.
made it even more sci-fi in the game than they did. Like, but you know, what can you do? It's only 2029.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't get too futuristic with it.
Yeah, can't get too futuristic.
Yeah. If they could have borrowed a little Contra level design and added it, sprinkled it into this game, that would have been great.
Yeah, that would have been pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, so what did you guys? So we're kind of talking about graphics, but what did you guys think overall? Graphics, level design, character design. I know we've all said we love the enemies and the bosses go along with that, but the bosses are big too. You guys notice how big the bosses get?
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Huge.
But they're not huge like Contra huge, but they're huge in that they're like an actual sprite looking guy. He
yeah.
looks like a person, but he looks like maybe an 8 or 9 foot tall person.
Right. Right.
So,
Yeah. I mean, there is the tank. What is it? The end of the second level. I don't know what that tank is called, but with the shoots all the missiles on you, and it has that eye to kind of hit. You know, that's a pretty massive thing, and that was a cool boss. I really enjoyed that one. But yeah, I thought the boss designs were great. I do like the bigger sprites. I thought the Golden Samurai guy at the end of, I think it's the third stage. He was kind of really cool. He was my favorite as far as the look of him. He was super easy to beat, and that's actually one thing with this game that I thought was a little strange is, you know, getting through the levels is pretty tough. But I thought at least the first 3 bosses were super easy. Did you guys find that too, or
yeah,
that's just me?
It was all pattern recognition with the bosses. It was almost like a Mega Man boss, or like it reminds me of the Batman game a little bit on the bosses.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought they were in comparison to the level that you had to go through to get to the boss. I thought the bosses were pretty easy.
I agree. Yeah. Yeah. But I definitely thought the sprites on the bosses were great. Just even your basic run-of-the-mill enemies in the game, too, they're varied enough. They're not a huge variation in guys, but I thought the different sprites that they had for each of those, you know, mainline characters, enemies, I thought were really well done and interesting to look at and interesting to fight as well. I thought, you know, there's a few of them that really frustrated me up front, you know, especially the shield guys with the guns. That took me took me a couple of weeks before I really realized exactly how easy those guys are to fight once I realized their pattern. But, you know, they're a cool design. I like the shield and the gun. That was pretty interesting. So
The ninjas, like the enemy ninjas, were always kind of tricky for me. Like the ones that come flying out of the water in level 2. I usually just
Mhm.
ran past them and didn't even try to fight them. And like the wind ninja, the one's like a little whirligig tornado guy.
That's 4th level, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. And then there's the naked guy that throws the boomerang.
Yeah, the punk rock guy with the mohawk, I think he has.
Yeah.
That's a
But
little Mad Max through into this game, yeah.
Yeah, so I thought the enemy designs were great. I thought the main character designs, they felt a little odd to me. I don't know what, I couldn't quite place it. I thought I actually liked the female character better than the male character in game. Like I said, on the cover, I thought the male character was really cool, but in game, I liked the female character a little bit better.
Yeah.
As far as
On the
way
cover,
she
she looks like a reporter or something.
looked. Yeah.
She doesn't really look ninja-y.
No, not really.
She's
She looks
just
like
kind of in the
Santa Claus.
background, yeah.
Yeah, but in game, I actually preferred, and it may just been because she was red, but I don't know. Maybe that's just me. But in
I go
general,
back.
I didn't. You like to switch back and forth?
Yeah, I do. I don't really have a preference. I go back and forth. I play both of them, just kind of whatever's suiting my fancy that day. So
Yeah, that's cool. But I thought the main characters, I don't know. Maybe it's also the shoeless thing again for me, the shoeless thing. But anyways, I thought they were okay. But I thought they were not as good as the enemies to me.
Definitely.
And then the backgrounds, the levels themselves, I don't know. Some parts were awesome and really cool, like the boat, and then can't think off the top of my head some of the other ones, but
sewer.
yeah, the boat sticks out the most to me. But some of the interior designed levels, like the sewer, I didn't really like the sewer all that much because it seemed like just a generic sewer. Yeah.
You got a sewer level in an NES game though, and
that's true.
It checked that box. The Air Fortress I thought was really cool. I think that's the 4th stage if I remember right.
I did like the Air Fortress level.
Yeah.
Yeah. So to me, that the level design was usually pretty good. There's like some auto scrolling sections and stuff, and like we said earlier, they're tricky. Most especially once you get to about level 3 on, they're all somewhat difficult.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought the designs were cool, but the graphics of them were kind of hit or miss for me because they change a lot. I'll give them that. They do change a lot. Like you go, each stage has multiple levels. So there's like stage 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4, or whatever, and then 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, that kind of thing. And each one looks different.
Yeah.
How your ninja transfers between all these things, I don't know, because some of them don't make sense how they would connect together. But it's fine.
Right.
But there's variation. But to me, the variation was kind of like some of them were great, some of them were just kind of mediocre.
Yeah, I could see that. I didn't think any of them were bad. There's just, to me, some of them are more memorable than others, I guess. I didn't think that they looked bad per se. It just wasn't as memorable. So I thought the Air Fortress was definitely memorable. I thought the first stage with the boat and the rain, because you play it the most, because every time you start the game up, you got to play that. But also just the look of it, I thought was almost iconic. That's what I think of immediately when I think of this game, is that particular stage. So, but I thought it was well done overall. I mean, I don't really have too many complaints. I actually really like the main characters, the graphics, the sprites of the main characters. I think they both are well done. I like the shoeless thing. I think that's pretty cool, to be honest with you. And then as far as just the animations of them, and I couldn't be happier with how that turned out. So I think they did great.
The animations on the characters, I'll give you that. It is very smooth.
Yeah.
Oh, another one I like is the level that has the city in the background. I thought that was really cool. Like that. That's the one where you fight the samurai, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. The rooftops. Yeah, that is really cool.
Yeah. So that one's cool. But yeah, no, I think the animations are all pretty smooth. It feels good. Like the flippy animation where you're hanging and then you flip up. That's really cool because it looks like he pulls himself up. He turns away from the screen and pulls himself up. That's kind of neat. I think another thing. Okay, I gotta go back to the shoeless thing one more time, and I'm done. One more time.
All right.
Okay, I think part of the reason why I don't like that too is because it seems a little bit lazy. Because the main character, the blue guy, has 2 colors. He's got. I feel like they just kind of went, okay, he's wearing blue clothes, and then everything that's not blue clothes is just gonna be skin colored.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Anyways, I hate to say, take away the lazy part because I hate calling developers lazy because I know it's not gonna be easy to make these games, you know.
Yeah, I would be much more lazier.
Yeah, that's right. Can't even get your English right.
Hey, how dare you?
All right, what about the sound and the music?
That was amazing. Level 2, I really loved the music, especially when it did that dun, 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 like the little bassy kind of.
Oh yeah, music in this
Part.
game is great.
Yeah.
I love the music in this game.
This, I would say, is probably my favorite soundtrack of any NES game. I absolutely adore it. I adore it. I think it's right up there. I mean, the only other game that I think is on its level to me is Journey to Silius. If you have ever played that, it's a really fantastic game too. Really harder than this game. But then, like Blaster Master is also really good. Castlevania, I think, is fantastic. But this one, to me, it's everything I look for in 8-bit NES chiptune type music. It is perfect. The opening theme, I guess title screen music, whatever, before you enter any stage, if you just turn the game on and let it play, that song to me is the best in the game. But stage 1, there's not a bad track on there. Honestly, it's all really good. Mm-hmm. I would say probably 1, 2, and maybe 3 are probably my favorites. So I guess it starts off strong, gets less strong as it goes. But I think all 5 stages have great music.
I agree. I think the music's great.
Yeah.
I don't know that I would say that's my favorite, but I would say that I would put this up there with among the giants of good music on the NES. So like this one fits right up there with the Konamis of the world.
Absolutely.
So I'm with you on that one. All right, Drew, I'm going to throw it to you since this is your game and you're on the show for this game. Is there anything else you want to say before we start talking about if it's worth it?
Let me see. I think that's pretty much it. I thought the bosses were a little easy. Did you guys actually beat the game?
I did not beat it. And then something else we can talk about is the way that the continue system. You get 5 continues, and then you got to start over. It's like an old school NES game. I like the idea of the password system that you were mentioning in the history segment. That could be cool.
That would have been great. Yeah.
It could have restarted like on level 4 where I kept dying.
Right. Yeah.
Exactly.
But so
I did not beat it either. I've made it to Emperor Garuda, and I've died by him. That was as far as I've made it. I made it to the final boss and died. But I generally, when I play, I get up to I don't know what his name is. I'm going to call him the Birdman, the boss of the 4th stage. That you beat him up, and then he changes into like the guy with wings and comes at you. I usually die by him. I get by him every now and again. And then I've made it, like I said, to Emperor Garuda one time, and I've died by him. But that's as far as I've made it. But I think the first 3 bosses is maybe a little too easy, and some of the stages are a little too hard. But other than that, I mean, it's really fantastic. I'm going to keep playing it until I beat it, and I'm looking forward to playing this with my kid when he gets a little older. So it's going to be great.
Yeah, I
Awesome.
made it to the Air Fortress level, and I guess that's the one where you fight the Birdman, right?
Yeah, the end of that one.
I didn't make it to him a lot, but when I did, he kicked my tail. So
It's tough.
So I had to watch the rest of the game on the YouTubes. Thank goodness for YouTube. But
Sure.
but no, I will probably continue to dabble in this game until Rob takes it back from me. So once he hears this episode and realizes exactly how much it is worth, because I'm not sure he knows exactly how much it's worth, but
Good.
So when he takes it back from me, maybe I can have it beat by then. We'll see.
Yeah.
There you go.
So
Force him
get
to
to
play
work.
with you co-op first. Make him come and get it. Play through it
yes, good
co-op,
idea. Good
and
idea.
then he can take it home. Yeah.
Yeah,
hold it
he's gotta
ransom.
play it with me first. Good idea.
Yes. Yeah.
All right. Speaking of the price of this game, Justin, how much does it go for exactly?
Well, there's some wide ranges. The cheapest I was actually able to find it for was $53. Drew, how much did you pay for this gem here?
So this gem,
I don't know what's wrong with me tonight. First I call myself Drew, now I'm saying a horrible word.
I'm about to kick you on the show.
This is bad.
Okay. I first tried buying it. I tried bidding on eBay and tried lowballing a bunch of times and never won it. I almost got it for like $22 a couple of times, like in the low 20s. And every time in the last like 10 seconds, it would shoot up to like $50, $60. And that was above my max bid. So I tried the eBay thing a few times. Finally, I ended up going to my local video game, retro game shop in Loveland, Colorado. Shout out to Games Ahoy. And
1,000 games delicious.
Yeah.
Sorry.
The chewy Games Ahoy. But anyways, yeah, I traded in some games and picked it up on trade there, and it was $60, $59.95, whatever. So that's essentially what I paid.
Okay.
And that was 3-4 months ago, something like that. So
it's pretty fresh. So we can just say it's about $60.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So then the question is it worth it?
Oh boy.
It depends on who you are
Yeah.
and why you're watching. If you're a collector and you want to get the best of the system, then yes, it's going to be worth it because it is, in my opinion, one of the best games on the NES. If you are the casual game collector and you don't mind playing games in quote unquote demo mode, then maybe not. Then, unless you're wanting to have the higher price games and have that for your collection, you probably don't need it. Play it in the demo mode, but to me, it is one that I want to play with my kid. It is one of the best games on the system. Has the best music on the system. I think it is worth it. I would pay that much money for it, and since I did, I guess that's probably the right thing for me to say. How am I going to spend $60 on it and then say no, it's not worth it? So definitely, I would say it's as good or better than any current gen game, in my opinion. And those are $60. So there you go.
Okay.
Fair enough. All right.
So you want to go first, Justin?
Drew pretty much hit the nail on the head, I think, when it comes down to this game. I'm not sure I would pay $60 for it. Just if in my current setting of, finances and especially finances for games, I'm not sure I would put $60 down. Especially when it's on the virtual console, get it on the Wii U.
Mm-hmm.
That makes it kind of tough to argue to get it for $60. It's a little steep.
Yeah, so a few things play into it for me. One, $60 is the price of a modern game now. That's what you pay for a brand new modern game now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now this, this game is more akin to what an indie game now would be. That doesn't really matter a whole lot, but it does when you consider that price point is normally around about $20 for something like that. This is better than the majority of indie games and the majority of a lot of modern games that are $60 too. So you got to play into that too. This is better than those games.
Mm-hmm.
But then it all comes down to, yes, you can get it on the virtual console. I'm assuming it's still available in the store, even though the Wii U's kind of phasing out.
Yeah.
But and it's probably like $8 there. It is a lot easier to play 2-player on a regular Nintendo plugged into a TV though, than it is on pretty much anything else.
And you get that sweet cart with that awesome cover. So
that's true.
Yeah.
How much are you willing to pay for that awesome cover? That's part of the factor right there.
I don't know. Can I get it completed? How much is it complete in box? Because then you get the box, and the box has got to be great looking. I'm sure it's pretty sweet. It's the same as the game, so.
I would guess at least 100 if you want complete in box. My guess would be. I did not look for that.
I saw one. I saw one that was completed in box. It was 150.
There you go.
All right. So, I'm going to say I struggle to recommend this for anybody except for a seasoned collector that's still collecting games. If you are a someone who, if you are a person who already has a bunch of games in your collection and you're just looking for other little games to grab, this is a really great game, and especially if you can play 2-player with it. If you're new to collecting and you don't have a lot of NES games and you're just kind of starting your collection, this is not the game to get yet.
I had
Take
5
your
or 6.
$60.
Yeah.
Take the $60 and get 6 games
Yeah.
that are as good as this game. I'm not gonna say better because Drew will kill me, but as good as this game. You can get like 5 or 6 games that are as good as this game. So
Yeah, we'll get Ninja Gaiden, Double Dragon, Batman, and Turtles 2, and I don't know, something else.
I'm guessing the price is just inflated because it may be a bit more rare. Because none of us here had ever even heard of it growing up.
Yeah,
And this seems like the type of game we would have heard of. So it must have just been somewhat rare.
I think you might be right.
It's somewhat late in the Nintendo's life cycle too. I mean, 1990, late 1990s. So
Mm-hmm.
Late 90s? Like 1999?
Late 1990.
Oh, late 1990.
late 1990.
Okay, gotcha. All right, so retrofitted trophies? Anyone?
Got a
I've got
couple.
All right.
I have 6.
6. Whoa, I got to come up with some more. Hold on.
Yeah.
Furiously typing there. I see. Okay.
Yeah. All right, well, you can start us off then, Drew. Give us a couple.
So my trophies are going to mean a lot more to somebody who has seen the movie Barry Gordy's Last Dragon, because it's all quotes or references to that movie. So
Nice.
the first one is Kiss My Converse. And that is get stomped by the stage 1 boss, who I think is called Missile Man. He's that kind of robot that drops down on top of you. So you get stomped by him. That's called Kiss My Converse.
Nice.
I
I think we forgot to mention a couple other things about the game itself.
Okay.
There's some mini boss type things throughout the game too, that are not full on bosses, but they're like bosses at the end of the stage segments. I noticed.
Mhm.
They're not big time bosses, but and there's our crash.
That's the
That's
2-star.
Yeah.
Pay no attention. There we go.
Okay. All right. Maybe I can edit that out. What is that? Minute and. Let me write that down. We do not like to edit, but certain times call for editing.
Mike's dropping, not intentionally.
That's an
Worth
hour
editing.
and 12 minutes. I think I can figure that out.
All right.
Okay. Oh yeah, so there's like some mini boss type things, and then there's also some pretty sweet cutscenes. So I always like cutscenes in these old games, so I like that. Anyways, continue on with your trophies.
Okay. You want me just to go through all of my trophies?
Go through. You said you got 6. Go through half, and then Justin and I'll chime in, and you can finish this out.
Okay, sounds good. All right, so that first one, Kiss My Converse, was getting stomped by the stage 1 boss, getting stepped on. Then, hey man, what it looked like. That is the beat the stage 2 boss, and the reason I say what it looked like, that big tank, he kind of has an eye that you have to beat on. So, looking and in the eye. That's another quote from the movie. And the next one, the Shogun of Harlem. And that is beat the stage 3 boss, which is the Golden Samurai. He's the Shogun of. Yeah,
All right.
you got to see the movie. You got to see
some-
that movie. You'll know what that's all about.
I need to see that. You said Last Ninja.
Last Dragon, Barry
Last
Gordy,
Dragon.
Dragon, Bruce Leroy, and Show Enough.
Barry Gordy. Okay. Got it.
All right.
All right, Justin, you got a trophy?
Yeah, first one is Under the Sea, and that is beat the first level, which is the seaport, and go to the next level, which is the underground sewers.
Yes, there you go.
Do you have to sing it like the Lobster
Yes.
Man?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
You mean
then
Sebastian?
Sebastian, yeah, that's right. Sorry. I'm not a big Disney tune guy either.
Okay.
I just know there's a song about it. And actually, we were talking about The Simpsons a few episodes ago. I usually think of The Simpsons version of that song too.
hmm Homer, you think all of our problems can be solved with moving under the sea?
All right, I've got one called Castlevania Wannabe, and that is get the sickle weapon.
There you go.
Yeah.
My next one is Roof of Gold, and that is beat the level 3 with the Golden Samurai on the rooftops.
Nice.
Okay.
There you go.
All right, I've got one called Girls Rule and Boys Drool, and that is beat the game as the Red Ninja.
Nice. Kaede.
Yeah.
My
I
next
act like
one-
I'm pronouncing that properly. I act like I'm the authority on how to pronounce that name, and I really have no idea either. So somebody, I'm sure, is going to be mad at me for saying that and trying to be so authoritative.
I'll just chime in and say Cade. That way,
Cade.
it sounds as country and as hickish as I can. That way, everybody will think, "Whoa, wow, Drew's really smart compared to Michael." So,
I appreciate that. Yeah. Thanks for helping me out.
no problem.
Hopefully, my wife.
Yeah.
You got any more, Justin?
One more, the B-52 trophy, and that is beat the Air Fortress level, because the B-52 is known as the Strato Fortress.
Okay.
Nice.
Good. All right, I got one more too. It's called Tom R Will Be Impressed, and that is beat this game without losing a life.
All
Ooh,
right.
nice.
That would be really hard.
I may have a
That would be very
similar trophy in my repertoire over here. So
Is it also called Tom R Will Be Impressed?
it is not, but that's a pretty good one. That's
Okay,
a
wait,
good
I got
name.
another one for Tom R Will Be Impressed.
Okay.
Play 2-player and just fight each other, because apparently you said Tom Arnold's calling out podcasters now, or calling out
Yeah.
internet
Inter-
trolls.
Yeah, internet trolls. Yeah.
So you just play 2-player, troll each other, and just fight on the screen. And Tom Arnold will be impressed.
That's one thing I don't know. Is there friendly damage in this?
There can't be friendly damage in this. If it is, then this game knocks down on my recommend list, because that'd be terrible.
Yeah.
I would doubt it too. Yeah, but that would be really hard to not do. So
That's all
I
the
do still have
trophies
3
I
more
have.
trophies. All right. So I'm gonna go with my next one. Who's the master? Show enough. And that is lose your last continue on the final boss. That is the last trophy I have that I would have earned.
That's
So-
sad. That hurts the heart.
Mhm.
Yeah. One day though, I will be the last dragon, which is my next trophy, and that's beat the game. And then if I keep at it, my mom always told me I could do anything I put my mind to. So if I keep at it, I will then achieve the glow. And that's my final trophy, the glow, and that's beat the game on 1 life.
I don't know. Somebody's gonna have to watch. Somebody who's watched The Last Dragon is gonna have to chime in and say, "Oh yeah, great trophies," because I don't know. I'm
Yeah.
assuming they're great.
Hopefully somebody's seen it. Hopefully
They
somebody
seem
else
like
has
they're
seen it.
great.
There's, it's maybe a movie geared towards people of a certain ethnicity, and there's not a lot of those people in the Two Dudes community, so we may not have anybody else who's seen this movie, but I recommend it. If you want some street cred, everybody, go watch that movie, and then tell all your black friends at work that you've seen it, and they'll like you more.
Lord knows I need some street cred.
Yeah.
All right. So how do you want to rate this game? I think we have to rate this game after a ninja movie, right?
Okay, yeah.
All right.
I mean, I think we have to. We've talked about them so much that if we're going to rate this game, is it 2 on the nose? No, not tonight.
All right. So who's going first?
I will.
You go first.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to go with Revenge of the Ninja, and that is a Shokazugi movie. The reason I'm going to go with that one is because it had both him and his son playing as ninjas in modern times, and they kind of co-op fight the bad guys in a foreign land, and this game has that co-op feature. And then, although I've never played it, I intend on playing this game with my son, so I'd be like Sho, and then my son would be, and it kind of works out. So that's what I'm going to go with. Revenge of the Ninja. Also a great movie. If you like ninja movies from the 80s, watch it. You won't be regretted, I promise.
that sounds good. Justin?
All right, I'm gonna go Kill Bill.
Kill Bill.
Because, yeah, awesome game and an awesome movie. Enough said.
All right. That's fair.
Show enough.
Okay. I'm going to go with Kiss of the Dragon. Jet Li movie. Because Jet Li is a very good modern ninja. A lot of his movies, I know he's also does those Chinese movies where it's very not modern at all. But his Americanized movies are all modern karate movies. So Kiss of the Ninja is one of my favorite Jet Li movies. This is probably one of my favorite ninja games on the NES. So
all right.
I'll give it that. That movie, it's been a long time since I've seen it, but thinking back, I really would like to see the scene where he goes into the dojo near the end. Have you seen that movie? Either one of you?
No.
I've seen it, but it's been a while, so you'd have to refresh my memory.
Yeah. Okay. So, there's one scene near the end when he's it's like the last. Those movies always have like a string of fights at the end of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the first fight in the string of fights at the end of the movie. And it's just really good. He
Nice.
goes into like a dojo, and there's like all these people that they're training already, and he has to fight them all. It's good.
All right. I'll go back and rewatch that if you watch Last Dragon.
All right. I'll watch Last Dragon. Promise.
All right.
I should have done a co-op one. Maybe I should do the one with him and DMX. Because that's like a co-op. Right?
There you go.
Movie's not very good.
Exit Wounds? Is that the one?
Maybe. I don't remember.
I think
the name
so.
of it.
Yeah. I think it's called Exit Wounds.
Yeah.
I just know it's Jet Li and DMX.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What a combo.
All right. So, we got some feedback somewhere?
A little bit. Got a little
I think we
Facebook
got a
feed.
lot of bit of feedback, I believe.
Yeah. I got some Facebook feedback, which starting us off with some vulgarities.
Oh, no.
Jan Ian Hook. I'm just going to shorten it to, he says, fantastic game.
Okay.
Matt Daly says, kick butt soundtrack. The game is too hard, though. Timmy Mack says, graphics and controls are excellent. The game is quite difficult, but worth a try if you have the means. A good game made by Natsume.
Yeah, we're probably going to get a lot of difficult feedbacks, but it's one of those difficult, I don't know if we mentioned this in the show, but it's one of those difficults where you feel like it's your own fault, so it's not that bad that it's difficult. It doesn't feel cheap. Most of the time it doesn't feel cheap, so.
It's not the most difficult NES game, I don't think. It's
definitely not the most difficult.
There's definitely
If
harder.
I can make it into level 4 out of 5 or however many levels there are, it's not the most difficult NES game.
Yeah. There's 5 levels, 16 stages if you count the dashes in there, so.
Yeah, so if I can make it that far, it's not that difficult because I'm not very good at NES games. I'm not very good at any games. There's a lot of NES games we play for the show that I did not make it past like the second level. So
I hear you. I'm the same way.
maybe I should admit that.
Yeah. No, it's fine.
It makes the rest of us feel better about ourselves, so go ahead and admit it.
Okay, all right.
You're doing the world a service.
Right. Just think of it that way. All right. So Stephen Michael says, I love this game. I also love pumpkin pie. Stay tuned for my voicemail. Find out which one I love more.
He did leave us a voicemail.
Ivan Kaproth Jocelyn says, I love this game. I also love pumpkin pie. Stay tuned for my voice. Okay. Again, screwing up tonight.
Was that Steven's feedback in the voice of Ivan?
It was. Okay, Ivan Kaproth Jocelyn said, never played it, but the box art makes it tempting. Sorry about that.
Yes. I think I had a dialogue with him.
Yes. Jan Ian Hook says, PAL box art is far superior. And then Drew
I
said,
don't believe that.
It is worth trying out. Not cheap, but one of the best games on the system. Dan Baskiglia said, rad game. John Wedgor says, I like. Freddie Velasquez says, awesome ninja game, very fun, true classic. Rob Luther says, oh, this is one of my favorite beat 'em ups of all time for the NES. I wish I knew what happened to it. I haven't seen it in a while. No, he didn't say that last part. He didn't say that last part.
I do wonder sometimes if he remembers that. Like when he makes comments like, this is one of my favorites, if he remembers it.
Yeah.
Rob, when you listen to this, if you want it back, just holler. I'll give it back to you.
Jeremy
If you
Sharp
come up and play co-op with.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if you come over and play co-op with me.
Yes, yes.
Jeremy Sharp says, I want to try it. I just checked in with the local place, and they only have a complete for $100. Not sure I want to pay that to try it. And then Drew says, the game looks intriguing. You should have a handsome and intelligent guest on to discuss it.
Mission accomplished, guys. Nice work.
Daniel Walker says, never heard of it. Great pod.
That's a shame.
Did you see? Actually, I didn't do that justice. Daniel Walker says, never heard of it. And then there's just a lot of empty space. And then it says, great pod.
Yeah.
So, there you go.
It sounds like something we would do.
Right. Ken Kuzumel says, oh my god, I love this game so much. You don't even know. Probably one of the top 3 in Nintendo games for me of all time. A magical assembly of bits and bytes conjoined to make a masterpiece of 8-bit magic.
I kind of have a little man crush on Ken right now. That's pretty fantastic.
Jeremy Sharp says, the way you guys are talking, I'm considering trading this in to get it. You know what he's holding?
Ninja Turtles.
Tournament Fighters. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
I don't know. That'd be a tough call.
Yeah.
I think I kind
Shadow
of
of
talked
the
about
Ninja
it.
Shadow of the Ninja is definitely a better game, but
Mm-hmm.
Tournament Fighter is definitely more of a hard to come by game.
Rare.
Collectible.
Yep.
Seth Coronado says, I was just playing that last night. Fun game, but hard as... I don't know if I can say this on the friendly. I'll just say hard
Just
as
nails.
P.
Okay.
Hard as P.
Yeah, it's hard as P, man.
It's pretty soft.
Douglas...
It's just a letter in the alphabet, nothing wrong with it.
Oh, man. So, Douglas Delecki Jr. says, that's one of the magical 85 I am missing. Heard good things, but don't have the cash for it yet. And that rounds us out for the old Facebook feedback.
All
right.
right. I do have some Facebook page feedback, if you guys are interested.
Nope. No, I'm just joking. Go ahead.
Well, I'm going to give it to you anyways.
Yep.
All right. Well, Ken, I'm not going to read yours again, Ken. But Nathan Robite says, I remember playing this one with my brothers. I think after a lot of sweat and frustration, we beat it. And then Adam Kerr says, this game plagued my young mind. It was my standard bearer for non-Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle type ninjas. All right. Jacob Ball says, this game is fun and mandatory. So you have to play it.
Yeah.
Adam Malone says, I never heard of it, but the cover art would entice both young and current me. That's kind of how I felt about it. Ryan R. Jackson says, I played it once. Have no memory of it. Obviously left an impression.
Yeah.
I could see how this game, if you played it when you were younger and just completely never played it again and kind of forgot about it, that you would just forget about it. Because it's as fun as it is, and it's just one of those games where there's not anything that really jabs you and sticks into you, But if you played a lot, maybe you'd remember. But I could see how if you just rented it one weekend, you could forget about it. Because I know there's a lot of games I did that with.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them were probably great. Peter Guzman says, I love this cover. Only reason I bought it, it's a gem.
How dare you?
Peter, Come on, Peter.
He sounded like Justin there.
I know.
I know. Sometimes Peter can be a jerk. Just kidding. I'm kidding, Peter. All right, Twitter. Twitter says, log in. I don't want to log in, Twitter.
Well,
I'm just kidding.
some weird feedback.
Paul and Andy from @PowerTrip Gaming says, this is a Ninja Gaiden clone, but not as polished. Lousy hit detection, mediocre controls. We got frustrated. And then they should give us a link to their... So go check their show out.
Mm-hmm.
That looks like they did play it. And probably played it co-op, so and it'd probably be a fun watch.
Mm-hmm.
Although, Drew, you probably don't want to listen to it because it doesn't sound like they liked it.
I'll watch it and then I'll just comment on how wrong they are, so it's okay.
Yeah, okay, that'll work. And then Baz chimes in and says, I remember playing this game a bunch. Unfortunately, my tales are not quite family-friendly. Sounds like he got a little frustrated, too. Then we got Ryan Ballard, of course, over on Google+. All by his lonesome again. He stuck it out. He had some friends for a little while, and now they've left him because nobody hangs around Google Plus for long, unless you're Ryan Ballard.
Yep, just Ryan.
Ryan says, I haven't played this one, but it looks great. I like the soundtrack and the sci-fi flair to the visuals, as well as the versatility of the player character. So he likes the way it sounds, but he has not played it. All right, so I've got voicemails and iTunes reviews. Which ones do you want? We've gotten 2 iTunes reviews.
Well, we got to get the
One-
voicemails, so I want to know about Stephen Michael's pumpkin pie.
Okay, let's do Stephen Michael's pumpkin pie.
Two dudes in a house. That's Stephen Michael from Facebook.
Let me start that over. Sorry, I didn't have the volume up. Here we go.
Forgot he worked for Facebook.
Hey, two dudes in a house. That's Stephen Michael from Facebook. Number 1, undisputed fan of Nerdy Thursday. Anyways, pumpkin pie.
He likes pumpkin pie better. Turns out.
Okay, well, all right. I mean,
That's
pumpkin
delicious.
pie is delicious. Have you ever had Have you had the pumpkin pie Pop-Tarts?
Yes, those are good.
They're delicious. They're pretty
They're
sweet.
pretty good.
I did not know they existed.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're gonna have to go get you some.
Mm-hmm. You're right.
They're pretty good. And he mentions Nerdy Thursday. Dude, Sean out there has his own podcast now. I don't know if we ever mentioned it on the show. I'm sure we have, but you should go check it out if you don't want to listen. Don't want to listen to it with your kids, but if you don't mind a little dirty talk every now and then, go listen to them. All right, I'm going to read these iTunes reviews. Actually, one of them, I'm going to do my best Dude Drewbacco impression.
Let's hear
All
it.
right.
I don't think we've actually read his on the show yet. So do you want his? Because his is really nice. It's 5 stars. It's really good, well written, intelligent, very beautifully laid out iTunes review. And then we have a 3-star. Which one do you want first?
Let's go with the 3-star. Let's end on a high note.
Okay, wait on Hyman. All right. The 3-star from Paladin Joe, which, Joe, we're just giving you, if you're still listening after you give us 3-star, we're just giving you a hard time. But he says, generally, I like the show, and of course the content is great, but these guys are way too laid back. They go off into La La Land way too much. It's one thing to go off topic, but when it's like more than half the show, it just puts me to sleep. And I tend to lose focus on what's being said. The biggest violation was the fact that these clowns decided to wing it on the Castlevania episode. How can you do a Nintendo show and not even take Castlevania slightly seriously? Ouch. And if you didn't play one of the most iconic games in the history of the system when you were a kid, what the heck are you doing a show for? I feel like
There
he's
you
pretty
go.
nice. With his words, that sounds like a 1-star, but then he gave us 3 stars. So
Yeah. All right. I'll take
it's
it.
a valid complaint, I guess. I mean, I don't think we winged it on Castlevania. In fact, we had Rob Luther on, I think, didn't we? I mean, I don't know. And I played it when I was a kid. I played a lot when I was a kid.
I don't know.
And maybe it's you. He's calling you out. It's
That's
you he
fine.
doesn't like.
That's fine.
That's fine. That's fine. But anyways, he may have been putting the quotations around "wing it" because Rob does a show called "Winging It," and maybe this is all an inside joke.
Maybe
why
it
it's not
is.
actually
Maybe
one
it's
star.
Rob. Maybe it's Rob.
He's wanting his game back. This is his way of getting his game back.
Yeah.
All right, this one is from Drewbacco. 5 stars. Dudes, Ines, and you. Join Justin and Michael on a trip down memory lane. This show covers the breadth of the NES library one game at a time. Each episode delves deep into a new game, and the hosts do a wonderful job in their coverage. Be prepared to relive the games you loved as a child or even discover hidden gems you may never have heard of. The dudes are likable, intelligent, family-friendly, and entertaining, but their pronunciation is not always up to snuff, as we have found out from the show today. Give them a listen today. You won't be disappointed, unless you listen to our Castlevania episode. Then you might be a little disappointed.
Apparently.
Drew, you've been listening. You've been listening for how long now? How long ago was it you heard the Castlevania episode? Was it really that bad?
Honestly, I don't even remember that episode. I've listened to so many. Like, I've only been listening to your show for, I don't know, 6 months or so, and it's been a lot of getting caught up. So I listened to like 3 a day, kind of thing. Mm-hmm. I don't remember the Castlevania one specifically. That would have been one of the first ones I listened to because I picked out all my favorite games first and listened to those episodes, and then kind of just started going back and listening to whatever, and as well as the current ones. So I can't even tell you if the Castlevania one was winging it.
It was probably bad. You people are usually right, but I will say that you stuck around. If it was one of the first ones you listened to, you liked it enough to stick around.
That's right.
We appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Okay, I think that's all I've got. Drew, do you have anything? I don't. Do you have anything you need to shout out, or you want to shout out? Do you do anything on the side that people?
No, nothing that anybody needs to be aware of. No, I don't really have anything.
You do lots of stuff.
People want to know.
People don't need to hear about it.
I would just say, in the immortal words of Nesta Robert Marley, live the life you love the life you live.
There you go.
Amen.
That was pretty.
All right. So how are can they find us, Justin?
Well, you can find us on any social media like Facebook, Twitter. Join Ryan Ballard over on Google+. You can also go to our website, twodudesandannest.com, nesdudes.com, or nintendudes.com, where you can always call us and tell us your favorite pie preference at phone number
775-773-8761, or that is 775-7retro1, or you can go on the website from a mobile phone, click the little phone icon, and it will ask you if you want to call us. Now, you make a good point, and Stephen Michael may have posed a challenge to everyone. He didn't know that that's what he was doing, but I think he did. I think going into November, and we're going into October technically, but I don't know when this episode's releasing exactly. So we're either in October, we're probably in October right now. We're about to go into November. It's about to go into Thanksgiving time. I want to know. Call us. Let us know what your favorite Thanksgiving dessert is. And if you don't participate in Thanksgiving, what's wrong with you? And I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. And I know that we got people in other parts of the world that, Thanksgiving's kind of an American thing.
Yeah.
But definitely an American.
Yeah. So if you don't participate in Thanksgiving in the world, just call us in with your favorite fall dessert, like pumpkin pie, pecan pie, pecan pie.
Yeah. Just favorite pie. You got to have a favorite pie.
Yeah, everybody's got to have a favorite pie. Or if you're a cobbler guy or girl, let us know. Just call. That's all you got to do is just call. You don't even have to say anything besides pumpkin pie. Or like Steve Michael did. Or you could announce who you are like Steven did and say, hey, this is Dude Drewbacco, and I like pumpkin pie. We're never going to stop, Drew.
This is Dude Drewbacco, or Dude Drew, and I prefer pecan pie.
Okay, see, there we go. So now we got a competition. We got one for pecan, one for pumpkin.
Got the ball rolling.
I don't know. We'll find out. All right, so shout-outs to the Retro Junkies. Shout out to the Wee Guy on YouTube, the Wee Dude, always helping provide awesome music to the world. Shout out to the Fox Dude for our awesome logo. And that's it, I think.
Listen to Genesis Gems.
No, don't do that.
What are you doing?
Don't do that, traitor. All right, here comes the music for the. Actually, the next week's not going to be music. It's going to be the purchasing game show. So I don't know what kind of music we'll get at the end of this. I guess it'll be. I don't know. We'll figure it out. There'll be something playing right now, and it's going to be great. It's going to be the best music you've heard.
I love this music. It sounds great to me.
All right, bye everybody.
Yeah.
Bye.